Nick Diaz fought at UFC 266 and looked pretty good doing it, although he did lose to a Robbie Lawler that was in his face throughout the rounds. Is this it for the famed star? Would he ever step back into the Octagon ring again after looking the way he did? We'll cover all that and more in this video. So looking at the fight itself, it wasn't a bad display by either fighters. Robbie Lawler definitely didn't want to get spooked again like he did in the first fight and came out firing. He was looking to put the pressure on Nick, and he did just that for pretty much all 3 rounds. Nick though was able to take his punches and didn't waver from fighting him head on. The biggest thing that didn't look good was the cardio that the Diaz brothers are known for. MMA fans were expecting Nick to keep the pressure on and take Lawler to the distance for the full 5 rounds. However, he looked sluggish and slow inside the ring. There were already memes depicting this and the bloated look of Nick, and it was clear that he wasn't ready to go a full 5 rounds given the fight. In the 3rd round, after a full 2 rounds of non-stop action, Robbie was able to get Nick with a check right hook, similar to the same hook that took Robbie down years ago from Nick. It's also interesting to note that for Robbie, he's won his rematch against each opponent he's faced the 2nd time around. Now back to Nick and how he looked throughout the fight week coming into Vegas. Let's be honest, he just didn't look like the Nick of old. The general of the Diaz army that would come through in the best shape of his life and be able to pressure his opponents throughout the fight. Instead, he looked like a shell of himself, which many MMA analysts expected. This was a fighter that has not stepped inside the ring for over 6 years. In addition, it was reported that Diaz was pushed to fight earlier than he wanted to, with one of his closest training partners, Jake Shields, saying that he only had 6 weeks to prepare. To come back from such a long layoff and with only 6 weeks of camp, Nick didn't look too bad. But I'm interested to hear the thoughts of MMA fans around the world. So what did you think about Nick's fight against Robbie Lawler? Were you impressed with how well he hung in there with a seasoned veteran and active fighter? Or are you on the other side of the equation, thinking that this fighter is way past his glory days and needs to retire? And my final question to the MMA fans out there is whether Nick should have one more fight before he ultimately retires or continues on. Hold your thought though. Let's show you this highlights once again and then you can answer below.
Anderson's head is out. What he's saying, he's talking trash. Oh! Yeah, but would it mess with the head of Anderson Silva? I love it! I'll tell you what, man, that kind of trash talking can mess with your head. Whoa, look at this! Stepped in and connected. Such a veteran. As successful as anyone in the world. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Look at this. Silva, John McCarthy says, let's fight.
And at the weigh-in, they lit the fuse. Incendiary ingredients for what should be a combustible main event. In white and black, Daly the challenger, in blue, welterweight title. Nick Diaz, the champion. Great body work by Diaz.